Today we're announcing that we'll begin distributing an additional $20 million on top of the other 220s in federal money that we've received through the CARES Act. That means in total we will have approximately $80 million in CARES Act funding that we've put to work to support people with respect to housing. Today's $20 million investment will be distributed across 181 communities for food assistance, homelessness prevention, and for hard-hit small businesses through the Community Development Block Grant, or CDBG program. This funding is for non-entitlement communities as defined by HUD as municipalities with less than 50,000 people, and is an important part of how we're leveraging state and federal assets to meet this moment. The pandemic has caused communities to scale up and expand food assistance programs. We'll have more to say about this next week, including delivery options, which have been a critical part for many folks at risk. This new funding will also help micro enterprises, very small businesses that have 5 or less employees with up to $10,000 in grants. And some communities will be able to use this funding to provide job training for in-demand positions, especially in places like healthcare. The funding will help our communities support households who've lost employment, households who are struggling to access food, homebound seniors who are unable to get to the grocery store, and much, much more. We're pleased that in addition to the funding the state received, our 37 federally designated entitlement cities and towns in general communities that exceed 50,000 people in population that receive funding directly from HUD also received another $40 million. Those communities are using these resources in many of the same ways that today's funding will be used to support small businesses, community services, and people in need. We're also pleased to see many of our communities setting up additional emergency rental assistance programs that can supplement our RAFT and IRMA programs. DHCD is working with our partners at Mass Housing Partnership and at CHAPA to create great resources for communities who want to set up their own emergency rental assistance programs. The Department of Housing and Community Development has received $160 million in CARES Act funding across a variety of grant programs. They're distributing the funds across municipalities, shelter providers, community action agencies, and other service providers to meet the needs in various communities. And we're grateful to the Massachusetts delegation for securing these federal resources, and will continue to utilize them in the most appropriate way possible in conjunction with our colleagues in local government and the many nonprofits that are part of this community as well.